Give me a little walkthrough of what students will see in the OWASP Top 10 class. I mean, I guess first give a real, quick elevator pitch on what the OWASP Top 10 is, but then also like what are the specific skills that you're imparting to sort of keep people savvy about it?
Yeah, so I guess the quick version of the OWASP Top 10 is OWASP is a nonprofit organization that does a bunch of computer security work around the world. They've got a lot of leading experts that contribute and all that. So it's just frankly, it's a big group of people that really want to see the internet and all that stay safe, which is great. Mm-hmm. The top 10 list specifically is this group of people. They go out, they do surveys, they do a lot of data collecting from all kinds of different companies and industry experts and all that all over the world. And they compile a list of the top 10 security risks that they see in the world at that time for web applications specifically. So if you use a web application, which all of us do all the time, whether you know it or not, then there are risks associated with that. And so the OWASP Top 10 are the top 10 most critical risks out there. And then, and so for the course itself, for the skills learning path, I go through each one of those. Well, first of all, I go through an overview of like, what is OWASP and how do they create the top 10 list? What is the top 10 list? All that. Right. But then we go through every one of the top 10 security risks in depth. And I use demos, I use videos. I like to tell different stories, hack into people's webcams and spy on their backyards and all kinds of good stuff, so you'll see a lot of good stuff in there.
Nice. So one of the reasons, we changed our podcast name to Cyberwork a while back. And the sort of point is not only do we want to talk to people in the cybersecurity industry, but we want to impart tips on getting on the first step of the ladder or climbing the ladder of the cybersecurity industry. So I want to talk a little bit about, for the benefit of people who are maybe just considering cybersecurity for the first time or might feel sort of stuck in their current position and, want some advice. So to start with, what recommendations do you have to get people into cybersecurity who might have an interest but no previous, experience? Are there certain skills or certs or experiences that newcomers should work on first to get their foot in the door?
Yeah. Well, shameless plug, you need to watch my skills learning path for the OWASP Top 10, right? I mean, that's obviously that's the number one thing. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, there.
Cyberwork to get 1 month free.
That's right. So there are certain certifications you could go after, security specific, like Security Plus or CISSP. Certified ethical hacker. There's some, those are three, good ones to kind of take a look at. And then I would say a lot of what we're seeing today, just in general, is this move to automation, move to the cloud. Mm-hmm. I've heard different either business leaders or industry leaders, or whatever, say, hey, if I can't automate something today, then one of my primary goals is to figure out how I can automate it tomorrow. Type of an idea. Yep. Which makes business sense that it's like, hey, if, I want to do things faster, better, more secure, all that kind of stuff. So knowing that that's the way that the world is moving, and frankly has been moving for a while now, then as someone who wants to get their foot in the door, then start to learn some of what that automation is. Go check it out, anyway, so like cloud-based stuff, automation stuff, get your foot in the door there. There's always code, like app developers are in massive demand. So go learn a programming language, learn Python, learn PHP, JavaScript, whatever. Frankly, you could even go look at this is just kind of one interesting thing that you could do. Go to a company that you might be interested in, or you're just interested in the work that company does, and check out the careers page. What are the job openings that you see, right?
Right.
And for me personally, I work for F5. I'm on the Dev Central community team, like you mentioned. There are massive amounts of job openings for developers, so go learn a programming language and get yourself a job, and it will happen. And you'll be in demand.